Hello, third graders. This is pages 438 and then 439A. 438 and 439A. And 439A can be ripped out and you can cut along the dash lines into little pieces. You can also just use the packet that I gave you. Mine's actually tucked under here. And the packet that I gave you are these exact pieces, just, you can kind of tell, just a little bit bigger, blown up. So if you want to cut them out here, you may, or you can cut them out here on page 439. Now, on page 438, you would look at these shapes. So let's look at A, and we would sort them, okay? And so based on which figure you have, you would say if it's in the quadrilateral family, all of these are in the quadrilateral family. So is it just considered a quadrilateral? Is it considered a parallelogram? Is it considered a rectangle? Is it considered a rhombus? Is it considered a square? Is it considered a trapezoid? Okay. So you would put them where you think they're considered. Now, obviously, these cards aren't going to fit in that little box, but it's more to record it. Like if this card says A, you can record A on the rectangle because A would be a rectangle. Now, if you wanted to do this more physically, I'm going to show you how to do it even bigger if you would like. So one way is to do this quadrilateral sort on here, page 439, 438. You technically don't even have to cut them up, but it would be nice to do that so you can quiz yourself and somebody can hold them up when you're done and say, oh, that is a, and then you tell us what it is, or you tell somebody what it is, or sort it yourself on here. The other way, third graders, that you can do this sort, okay, is to get a big piece of paper, or do this if you have a chalkboard, do this if you have a whiteboard, do this if you want to do it on a porch where your paper's not going to fall away, or like not on a porch, but I guess a walkway with chalk outside. If you have the back of an old poster, and you can make a big diagram, just like the one on page 438. You can also look at your packet. So here's the packet that I gave you. You can use these cards or the cards from page 438. If you look on the next page, that's the diagram that I made, literally. So here's the diagram on a big piece of paper. I just used that. It already has the answers on there, so that's just your answer key. So please don't look on it to do that. But here's your characteristics of some shapes on here to be thinking about. And then lastly, we have the triangles, which is not about this because this is our quadrilateral family. So to do the activity on the big one, I'm going to show you. You would cut up these pieces. You would tape it on a Post-it because then it's sticky. And I will do one for you and demonstrate. Third graders, guess what? This might be the diagram, but these letters do not, I repeat, do not match. I did not give you the ones that actually match to this diagram. I gave you the ones from page 439. So this is what the diagram design would look like, but it's not going to be these letters. Okay, third graders. So what I did was I cut all of them out. There's 4 times 4. So 4 times 4 is 16. So there's 16 shapes that we'll be organizing, or I should say 16 quadrilaterals. What I did was I took a Post-it note, I took a piece of tape, and I taped that sheet of paper onto the Post-it. I lined them up from A to P. So if you wanted to line them up in order, you can. You might want to pause the video to do this part if you want to do it on a big size piece of paper with me. If you want to do it on the chalk with me, obviously maybe not use Post-it if you're doing them on like sidewalk chalk, but any way you want. If you want to do it on a board, I mean, even if you're allowed to ask permission and do it on a big mirror, you can use an expo marker and draw this on the mirror and then stick these up on the mirror. So pause it if you want to do that. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to explain our quadrilaterals, and we're going to go through the properties and know where they belong, and we're going to sort them. and organize them. Okay, here we go. So here's our quadrilateral family. So it's like a big family. So I'll use my example. So I'm in the Springer family. And then let's pretend in the Springer family, we had, you know, our family, and like one of my sons had children and another one got married and had children. They're all in this family. And then let's say like this was a distant cousin of mine that we never get to see, but they're still part of the Springer big family. See how trapezoids is separate? So they're part of a quadrilateral, but they're not parallelograms and they're not rhombuses, not rectangles, not squares. So they're trapezoids, which it has 4 sides, so that's why they're quadrilaterals. So remember, quadrilaterals are a 4-sided polygon. A parallelogram is a 4-sided polygon. So is rhombuses, rectangles, squares, trapezoids, but these also have some different characteristics. So with A, I see the squares on each corner. That means they're right angles. That means 4 sides. Here, let's see. Can you see it? Okay, I'm going to come up this like this so you guys can see, just in case you don't have it in front of you, so you can still quiz or study with me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold the shape up, and then you're going to look at it and you're going to see what it looks like. It's got parallel lines here, parallel lines there, 90-degree angles. It's 4 sides. I know what this is. So you're going to yell it out to me. I'm going to put it, hopefully, the place that you would yell it out. So I'm going to put it in where it belongs. A is a rectangle. Let's get B. So your job, if you're studying this, is to yell it out to know where it goes before I place it. So what I noticed about B is that opposite sides are parallel. These are not 90-degree angles though. How do I know that? If I take a Post-it, and I have the same one from an original video, and I put it in the corner, there is definitely, whoops, there we go. There is definitely, it's not lined up right here on this side. It comes out, so it's not a 90-degree angle in the corner. So I know this is not a rectangle. Are all sides same length? No, I can see already all sides are not same length because this one's longer, this one's shorter. So I know it can't be a rhombus because rhombus has all sides same length. And I know it's not a rectangle. I know it's not a square. So that means, yell it out, B is a parallelogram, okay? It is a parallelogram because just opposite sides are parallel, and it's a quadrilateral because it has 4 sides. All right, so let's grab C. C is a cool looking one. It is concave, okay? So it's a concave polygon. 1, 2, 3, 4. It has 4 sides, so it's a polygon. I mean, excuse me, because it's a quadrilateral. Now, trapezoid is 1 pair of parallel sides are parallel. These are not parallel, okay? These are not parallel. They're going to cross already. So, it's in the quadrilateral family. It's not a parallelogram. It's not a rhombus, square, or rectangle because it's not a parallelogram. So you know that it is a trapezoid. That's where C goes. C is a trapezoid. All right, we've got D. D has 4 sides, so it's a quadrilateral. This side and these sides are opposite, and guess what? Those guys are parallel. They're just going to keep going across. This side and this side is opposite, but guess what? They are going to cross. So it only has 1 pair of opposite sides are parallel. It's definitely a quadrilateral, but it can't be a parallelogram because only 1 pair of opposite sides are parallel. So everything in the parallelogram area, it can't be. So it is going to be a trapezoid. And guess what, guys? I just realized this is a trapezoid. Is C a trapezoid? I hope you are yelling at the computer right now that C was not a trapezoid. This doesn't have any opposite sides parallel. So this is only a, yell it out, quadrilateral. Definite tiger buck for anybody who yelled out that before and was like, C cannot be a trapezoid. So a C is just going up in the quadrilateral area. The D is definitely the trapezoid. Okay, now we've got E. E, these are the opposite sides. Those are not going to cross. Those aren't crossing. It's definitely a convex quadrilateral, but opposite sides are not parallel. Opposite sides are not parallel. There's not even one pair of parallel sides. So you know that, actually, like these are opposite. They're going to cross, sorry. Those are opposite. Those are going to cross. So it's just a quadrilateral. So E is just a quadrilateral. F, these opposite sides are parallel. These opposite sides are parallel. My question to you is, are the sides all the same length? Okay, we know they're not 90-degree angles, but are they all the same length? So I'm just going to use a Post-it. I'm going to line up my corner on one edge, and I'm going to mark it. And I'm going to use that marking of the distance on that one side, okay? And then I'm going to turn it and see, is that the same length? Yep, turn it. Is that the same length? Yes, turn it. Is that the same length? Yes. So on F, so I don't have to think about that again, I'm going to mark one line on each side to show that all sides are the same length, okay? All sides are the same length on F. So if all sides are the same length on F, and it has 4 sides, but no right angles, what is it? It's definitely a parallelogram, but could it be anything else? Yes, it is a rhombus, because rhombuses are parallelograms with all sides the same length. So F is a rhombus. F is definitely a rhombus. G. This side is opposite to that side. You can see they're going to cross. This side is opposite to that side. You see they're going to cross. It does have one right angle, but 4 sides, they're not the same length. Opposite sides are not parallel. This is just a what? This is just a quadrilateral. G is quadrilateral. H. H has 2 right angles. H has this side is opposite to this side, and those guys are parallel, okay? They will never cross. These will, so we only have one pair of parallel sides. When you have a quadrilateral with just one pair of parallel sides, what is it? Yell it out. H is a trapezoid. I. Now I am looking at I and F. Let me look. I and F, man, they look pretty similar. Let's see what the lengths are of I. Okay, I'm going to use my piece of paper. I'm going to line it up. I'm going to make a mark of the length of one side to see, are all sides the same length, okay? Then I'm going to turn it, put it over here. That's the same. Hopefully yours are the same as mine, and I didn't have a funny copy. Yep, all the sides on I are the same length also. So I'm going to draw a line, 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 line. Hopefully F was all the same length on yours. So where's my sticky part? So here's I. I faces this way. All sides, same length. This is definitely a parallelogram. But since all sides are the same length, this is also a, yell it out, rhombus. I is also a rhombus. We've got J. Hopefully you know what J is right away. Hopefully you could say what J is a long time ago. You would yell it out that it's a square. has 4 sides same length, 4 right angles. It is a quadrilateral. It is a parallelogram. It is a rhombus. It is actually also considered a rectangle, but it's definitely a square. So we're going to put it in the center there. So J is square. J is a square. All right, next we have K. K, it's definitely not parallel. Opposite sides are parallel. So like these are crossing, these are crossing. So opposite sides are not parallel. So it can't even be in the parallelogram family. It's definitely a quadrilateral. It has 4 sides. Is it a trapezoid? No, because not even one pair of opposite sides are parallel. So it is just a, yell it out, quadrilateral. Put this one over here. K is a quadrilateral. Then we have L. L is, we need to get out some markers or some type of, maybe get out 2 pencils, get out 2 pieces of straight rulers, get out 2 things that are straight to really see if this is opposite sides parallel. Okay, I'm going to use my trusty paintbrushes again. So from the eye, it could definitely look like these have opposite sides that are parallel. So this side, I'm just lining up the straight edge on that line, and I'm lining up this straight edge on that line. And you can see, guys, it is not parallel. Those opposite sides are not parallel. They're coming together, and they're actually going to be crossing and intersecting, okay? So that is not an opposite side being parallel. Now let's put them on this side. I'm going to do the straight line. Okay, I matched them up. It might look like that these are parallel. They're not, and I'll even show you. If I extend these and just put them at the end, match them up with the line, look at the end of the handles of the paintbrushes. What is eventually going to happen? Okay, eventually those 2 lines will cross. Eventually those 2 lines will cross. So they do not have opposite sides are parallel. No, none of these opposite sides are parallel. None of them are the same length. So yell out, can't even be a trapezoid. Yell out what it can be though. It's got 4 sides, so it's in the quadrilateral family and is just a quadrilateral. So L is quadrilateral. Next up we have M. Okay. Next up we have M. These opposite sides I definitely can see are parallel. These opposite sides are not. So we only have 1 pair of parallel side. Only 1 pair of parallel side. Once you hear 1 pair of parallel side, automatically you know it's a quadrilateral, but it should jump out at you what it is. 1 pair of opposite sides that are parallel is a, yell it out, trapezoid. So M is a trapezoid. All right. This looks deceiving, 3rd graders. I need you to get out a piece of paper. I need you to measure. I know I didn't need to measure the J and it looked right away like a square. Technically, maybe I should have measured it. I think that my eyes are telling me that this side is longer than this side. I'm just going to double check. Sometimes my eyes play games on me. So I'm going to get out my Post-it, get out my pencil, and I'm just going to mark the length. And then I'm going to turn it and see. Yep, it is not the same length. So with opposite sides being parallel here, another pair of opposite sides being parallel here, it's got 2 pairs of parallel sides. So it's, I know it's a parallelogram, but all sides are not, I repeat, all sides are not the same length. So then you know it's a what? A rectangle. So N is a rectangle. Oops, get it in there. All right, next up, O. O, so none of these opposite sides are parallel. I'll show you why. Opposite sides, they're going to cross. Opposite sides, they're crossing already. It is just a 4-sided polygon. 4 sides with no opposite sides being parallel. Not even 1 pair of parallel sides. You know, it's just a, yell it out, quadrilateral. So O is just a quadrilateral. Last one we have is P. All right, P. Ooh, Opposite side here, parallel. Opposite side here, not parallel. So it has one pair of parallel, or one pair of opposite sides being parallel. When you just hear one pair of opposite sides being parallel, you should know right away it is a, yell it out, trapezoid. So P is a trapezoid. So we have 16 different quadrilaterals. Every day or when you're practicing, I want you to see if you can take them all down, sort them again. Take them all down, sort them again. And I will post the answer key to this video. I'll pause it and I'll show you the answer key so you can always go to it, double check. And then I also post a picture of the answer key so you can double check. And I will share with you another picture that's just kind of nice for sorting. So please make sure you're familiar with this. Don't memorize where the letters go. That's not going to help you when if they're different letters or different shapes, but more think about if the opposite sides are parallel, if they have 90 degrees, if all the sides are the same length with your quadrilateral. So this is just your four-sided polygons called quadrilaterals. Okay, third graders, this is the answer key on the teacher page. I'm actually going to like this. This might be better for you. So the only difference is they have it like a different direction. But I'm going to say out to you the letters so you know the letters. So in a quadrilateral, the answer key is C, E, G, L, O, and K. On the parallelogram, it is a B. Rectangles, A and N. Rhombuses are F and I. Square, J. And then over in the trapezoids, D, H, M, P.